My name's Stuart Broadley. I'm the CEO of a trade association called EIC, which stands for Energy Industries Council. We're 75 years old actually this year, a not-for-profit, and we work with British supply chain companies to help them to export. I'm delighted that we are involved for the second year as export sponsor, the Export Achievement Award sponsor for the Offshore Achievement Awards. As Export Achievement sponsor, my role is really twofold. Firstly, of course, it's to work with SPE to make sure that we really promote export as one of the primary strategies that companies should be pursuing. And then secondly, of course, as a judge, I have to judge the submissions that we get, which is not easy. Last year, which was the first year I was a judge and a sponsor, was very high standard of applications. But we're really looking forward to judging again, and looking forward to picking a winner. Based upon last year, I can tell you that what made the best nomination was, of course, the definite increase in export volume, revenues, margins that a business was able to achieve in a short period of time. So let's say over a 2 to 3 year period. So we are looking for export impact over the last few years, not over a 20-year period. But the second thing that is really important for the judging criteria is that it's a real plan. It's not a kind of a lucky break. It's a business that's developed its people, its strategy, its international presence, perhaps through an agent's network, perhaps through other types of investments, really understands how to develop clients and people to deliver a sustainable export growth. EIC, as a trade association, is actually very proud to be working with the SPE and sponsor the Export Achievement Award once again. One of the things we found as EIC as we work with British supply chain companies is that obviously it's been a very tough 3 to 4 years for many companies following the downturn. And now that we're starting to come out of the downturn, we are hoping that more companies will choose to export in order to grow. What we're finding so far is that many companies, as they're starting to invest and to grow again, are more interested to invest in innovation, in diversification, in collaboration. These are good strategies for growth. But of course, what we really want is to encourage also companies to invest in export. Many companies look at export and they think, okay, that's a 2 to 3 year journey to profit and growth. And sometimes they think innovation, perhaps technology, is a faster route to growth. So for us, the reason that we really think this focus on export achievement is critical is because we want more companies to actually prove that they have the skills to develop export growth. So in order to help companies focus on export growth, EIC, one of the things we do is to share stories, case studies of great companies and the things they've done. And when you listen to companies and their export stories, it's incredibly inspiring. And yet not enough companies are sharing their stories. And there's lots of reasons why they don't share their stories. Perhaps they don't know how to market, or perhaps their customer doesn't really want them to tell the story. So we love to help companies tell their stories, to share their stories. And I think the more companies that see that other companies are starting to talk about their export success, the more that those companies will think, okay, maybe we should invest in exports. So this is a critical process, and part of judging and export and sponsoring awards like this is to have more and more companies realizing that export growth is really possible for all companies.